At first he worked on the car ferry along the Norwegian coast, but now he is the captain of a passenger vessel, which sails to Scandinavia, the Arctic and Antarctica. The scenery is majestic and stunning. Although I can see it is not the first time, every time I breath. Standing on the deck, drinking morning coffee, and before you emerges whales that swam by to say hello, and in the distance the huge icebergs thousands of meters high. Filmmakers from Canada, Tess Gerard and her husband, many years saving to buy a house in Toronto. But when they began looking for housing, the prices were out of reach. The couple's room is located on the bay in front of a forest near a hill. Although the area looks very quiet, in fact, here, the life of wildlife, says the woman. At the lake live wild ducks and swans, overhead flying heron, from the water emerges the beavers. When I see from the window of beautiful light, I grab the camera and run outside to shoot, says Tess. I often open the balcony doors, through which enters a light breeze from the east coast of Barbados, says Ford, who lives in the parish of St. John. At first I did not want to return to Barbados, says the man. But the quality of life here is dominated by all. Every moment you can go to the beach, to grab on the way mango. We live in paradise. Alison Zerflu grew up in a family of Swiss immigrants in California. She returned to Switzerland in 25 years. For many years, raised children and worked as a translator from English and French. The woman fell in love with Venice and decided to stay. Now she is engaged in tourism, works in a tiny office, in the fridge, who always have a few bottles of Prosecco. I'm a child of California and I thought that Venice is Disneyland, says Zerflu. But actually here it's different. Venice was a real city, full of history and culture. Alison Zerflu inside the building is adorned with the greatest works of art, says the woman. I feel small next to their greatness, but at the same time I like the idea that the great artists of the past studied here and saw the same landscape that I am. When Hernandez looks out the window of his office on the 7th floor of the building and sees Medellin and the mountains that surround it, he thinks about the advantages of his hometown. Chalar Gokun, working in tourism for 10 years, primarily with Americans, Australians, and Canadians. He says that the first question always concerns the pronunciation of his name. He started as a tour guide, and now holds the position of general manager. His office is located in Karakali district, and has views of the old harbor of the Golden Horn and the medieval Galatsky Tower, which was a watchtower for many civilizations. Many will say that in Istanbul there is chaos, but when you look out the window, the noise and bustle disappear. This is a great privilege to live in a city that lies between two continents.